Good morning all, Matty here from Jez Motorsport FNQ. Today I have to rebuild my gearbox for the PULSAR, as last time I raced it I tried to fly it and I smashed the old gearbox housing and a few selector shafts came out and a few other bits and pieces. So it's time to rebuild another gearbox and chuck it in the car. So I don't have any fancy video equipment, so it'll just be step by step, and I'll start by undoing this part right here, and then we'll be undoing the casing, and then we'll continue the video. Okay. As you can see, we now have the top plate off, and the bearing and everything looks nice in there. So far so good. There's a little bit of elastic on the bearing, so it would tell me that this box has been pulled apart once before, because the other factory boxes I've pulled apart don't usually have elastic on the bearing. So let's take now. We'll unbolt the housing from down here, and then this whole section will just slide off. Alright, so we've got the casing off. As you can see, everything looks nice. Everything's clean. Doesn't look to be any obvious damage to any gears. Everything still looks nice. Obviously I have to pull it apart to lock the diff, so we'll inspect it further in due course, but everything looks okay. Bearings look okay. Side the diff looks fine. So yeah, we'll pull it apart a bit further and see what it looks like. So I've got the selector gears off. So now in the selector gears, everything looks nice in here. Everything's all clean. There's no chips in nothing. Everything looks nice. So we shall pull the rest out and pull the diff out and see what it looks like. Alright, we got the other selector shaft out. We pulled the diff out. The diff looks good. Spider gears look good. There's no chips in them or nothing like that. Obviously I'm going to weld these together, so we want to make sure they're in pretty good nick anyway. That's all good. Bearings are nice. You know, there's no noise, nothing like that. Everything looks good. So we're now ready to lock this diff up. The other thing I'm going to do while I have it apart is I'm just going to do a ratio check just to make sure it's the same as the original one, because this is the second box I've ever pulled apart of one of these. I've never blown one up till now. So we'll just double check that and then we'll go from there. Okay.